So I'm a week into the vegan challenge now, and it's already time to restock my spices. So today I'm going to go to my local Indian spice shop. This is really well hidden, and it's designed specifically for restaurants, but this place is incredibly well stocked. I'm just absolutely amazed at the variety of different foods that they have, everything from grains and flours, different kinds of rices, beans, peas, oil. Absolutely, basically, if it can be eaten and it's vegetarian or vegan, I'm going to find it here. There's a lot of pre-made spices. There's even some specialty spices. This is called ting, which is supposed to help with gas and bloating. Hasn't worked for me yet, but I'm having some fun exploring this. So many different kinds of flour, but the bulk section is the most interesting part. You can see they've got basically anything. They've got split peas. I can make all different kinds of soups here. They've got tons of different flours. The spices like white pepper, black pepper, they're so well granulated and they have such strong aromas. The freshness is just amazing. And I found the prices to be amazing too, compared to what I can buy in a typical Western store. So they've even got the coarse cut New York style black pepper. Really, really coarse and very aromatic. This stuff, because they supply restaurants, it's very, very fresh, and they go through just huge quantities of it. They've got fresh turmeric powder. They've got different types of white peppers. They've got some pretty interesting things. This is a star anise, which I'm going to get some of, which it smells a bit like sweet cloves. So I'm not sure what I'm going to use it with. I'll toss it into some beans and see what happens. Actually, I don't know what to expect. Turmeric is actually something I've been really keen on. It's very pricey in Western shops, but I'm hoping it will help with some joint inflammation and stuff when I'm doing heavy lifting. Garam masala, which is very popular in Indian cooking. I don't really know how to use it. Cinnamon, which I absolutely love. I've been putting that into my morning oatmeal. I'm going to buy way too much of this. And another kind of turmeric powder, FLH. I have not figured out yet what that is. I can't seem to find any reference to it online. Now, all these prices you're seeing are New Zealand prices. So they are about 30% less. So if you were to convert this chili powder, for example, to US dollars, divide it by 2/3, you'll get the approximate US cost. So this would be about like $8 per pound paprika. It has a really, really nice smoked paprika too. Coriander powder. I've got absolutely no idea what to do with half of these, which is quite an adventure because my whole goal here is to figure out how do I make flavorful food without meat fats and without dairy, which is what I've grown up with. It's what I'm used to as the primary flavor. And so learning to use spices properly. I love chilies, so this is heaven for me. I'm going to get a bunch of different types of roasted chilies. It looks kind of Mexican, like poblanos to me. Chili flakes, all sorts of different kinds of chili powders and curry powders. Really, really good stuff. Now, this is pretty interesting. This is called Nutrella. This is essentially TVP, textured vegetable protein. So this is kind of like soy flakes. It works really well to make my fake taco meat, my soy rizo, which is in several of the food items that I've been given. And this is a different granulated version of a soya vadi, which is much bigger. I think these would make like huge trunks once they're kind of rehydrated. Maybe even like could be flavored like chicken nuggets or something like that. I'm kind of curious. I've got a few of them. I'll see what happens when I cook them up. There's just so many different things. I could get lost in this store, choosing all the different possibilities. And they've got a lot of spices that I've never seen or heard of before. And one of the things I found is I need to smell all of them because when I buy them, they come in these little plastic baggies with that are unlabeled. Since I'm unfamiliar with a lot of the spices, if I don't smell them, I won't be able to recognize them and label them once I've got them at home. So there we saw lentils, which are called masoor in the local shops, in the Indian spice shops. I've got so many different kinds of beans here, it's ridiculous. So I really stocked up on black beans. Pinto beans are pretty close nutritionally, I've found. I've got loose teas. baby lima beans, pink beans, so many different kinds. I'd really have to check the nutritional value of all of them. White navy beans, I'm not even sure I've ever had them before. Yeah, tons and tons and tons of different choices to explore here. And I've got tons of black beans now. This was actually one of the key staples I needed to replenish, which is why I'm here. And that price is just amazing. Cannelloni beans, if I ever feel like cooking some Italian soups, it's pretty exciting. They've got powders, they've got all sorts of different types of seeds as well. Mustard seed, I really don't know. More cooking materials, I think. I just like half of these, I really don't know what they are, but cinnamon sticks and so on can be used for all sorts of different types of stews and cooking. And then they've got lots of staples. I find nuts and seeds far better priced here and very, very fresh. Just the aromas anytime I open these canisters is just amazing. Everything from almonds and peanuts. I'm going to start making my own almond milk again. It's been a while, but that's really good price compared to what I can buy in the grocery. They've got lots of dried fruits, sultanas, dates, raisins of all different kinds, currants, figs, and they're just so fresh, and there's nothing added to them. They're just pure, intense spices, super, super fresh. You know, pistachios, both in shells and out of the shell. You can really go nuts here. I'll show you what I've actually purchased at the end of this, but the pricing is one of the things that amazes me the most, is that how much more cost effective it is to shop for these staple spices here than at my local grocery store. It's like 10 times cheaper. So I'm having fun basically going through all the different things. There's some pretty interesting stuff like basil seeds here, which you can add to water, and it's going to sort of hydrate a little bit and makes quite a nice flavor. Adds a bit of a sort of chewy texture to the water. It's used sometimes in desserts. And then they've got tons of Western style spices as well. So your typical Italian mixed herbs, dried basil, and again, the aroma is way better. There's just so much fresher than anything I've smelled when I open a boxed spice. It's just very, very intense. Sage, tarragon, rosemary, pretty much anything I could want to cook. This is so far the best thing I could possibly do next to having my own garden and simply growing it myself, which of course would be the dream someday. Now this is what I ended up getting. The entire bag of spices I've got here, this is quite massive. I've got tons of different things. In New Zealand pricing, it came down to about $30, which is about $20 US. That huge bag of spices is going to last me quite some time, and I'm just so excited to take this home and repackage it. This is everything I just picked up. Actually, a few bags aren't even here because I wasn't able to find a plastic container for them. That's all my textured vegetable protein. I'm going to have soy riso for a year. I've got some nice dried chilies of several different kinds to flavor everything I want. I've got lots of cumin to flavor my beans with, which is mentioned in a couple of the recipes. I've got tons of, this is a smoked paprika. I've got turmeric. I've got lots of black pepper, which I really love, and cinnamon, which I'm using in pretty much my breakfast all the time. I even got, this is the star anise, ground star anise, which I'm going to explore. It just smelled so good, I figured I had to try something with it. I'm so excited to have this stash now.